Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent DePaul visits Des Moines, Iowa, where we'll learn how education opens doors for people struggling in poverty.
This low-budget motel attracts families looking to save a few dollars during their Central Florida vacation. It also houses dozens of families who have lived here for years. Vincentians are visiting those families. I'm Trey Strelko. That story just ahead on Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent DePaul.
A variety of fresh fruits and vegetables highlight the menu in Detroit as the Society serves up delicious, healthy meals. These stories are just some examples of the good works of the Society of St. Vincent DePaul across the United States.
Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent DePaul.
Welcome to the Heartland, Des Moines, Iowa, the state capital and the most populous city in the state, where on any given night, more than 2,700 people are homeless. Welcome to Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent DePaul. I'm Michelle Wargo inside the St. Vincent DePaul Vintage and Thrift Store in Des Moines, Iowa. The homeless and hungry of Des Moines often turn to the Society for help. The Society is known around the world for its person-to-person outreach through its food pantries and by helping people struggling in poverty by keeping the lights on and doing what they can to make sure families remain in their homes. Folks who've been helped, like veteran Johnny Warner, are grateful.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, they treat you like you're a human being here, and that always want to help, offer help, whatever they can do for you.
Longtime member of the Society, Carol Wire, says being a Vincentian is a blessing.
First of all, it's my heart. I think that there are so many people out there that need so much that we're scratching the surface. And anything that I can do to make that better for someone, anyone, is worthwhile. And it helps me, it helps my faith, it helps my journey.
In addition to the help provided through its food pantries and thrift stores, St. Vincent DePaul of Des Moines also changes lives through education. Vincentians in Des Moines are helping people get their high school diplomas and preparing them for careers.
I was a teacher for 15 years. And I went in to have a normal surgery, and I have had 26 surgeries in 8 years.
Carrie Delk shares with us how life's challenges have sometimes tested her faith. She fights back tears, grateful she hasn't been alone during many difficult days.
Prayer. Family. That's about it.
And some help from her friends with the Society of St. Vincent DePaul of Des Moines, Iowa.
So I'm not used to reaching out to ask for any help. But I'm familiar with your services because I grew up in this area. And we used to come here as kids for the thrift store.
This class isn't for a particular kind of person or a person in a particular kind of situation. It's really just for anyone who kind of wants to be in a better place financially.
We met Carrie on her first day taking a class led by instructor Scott Van Dort at the Tom Verlick Education Center.
The finances class is really just a basic orientation. We just talk about financial goals. We talk about thinking about a budget, really thinking about where you are in this instance and where you'd like to be. So, short-term, long-term goals.
Carrie wants to put what she's learning to good use.
Setting money aside every month. Setting a goal for myself to set money aside every month for those emergency funds, or to be able to start paying off extra bills so I can work my way up to buying a house, a first-time buyer.
There are many ways of providing charity, though emergency short-term financial assistance may not help someone reach self-sufficiency. It was Blessed Rosalie Rondeau who said, quote, We must aspire to a more complete and longer-lasting benefit. Study their abilities, their level of instruction, and try to get them work to help them out of their difficulties. Instructors like Vincentian Vonnie Salem, a retired educator, see people from all walks of life here.
We've had grandparents, and so it's people that have struggled with this. One woman said to me, "I'm doing this for my dad. He was so disappointed when I dropped out of high school," and she's 50 years old. And so it's been a lifelong struggle for them.
Patricia Brino says she's benefited from her experience.
The class that I took, kind of setting goals, was to try and figure out how you can try to manage your money in better and different ways. Like set aside money for emergencies, setting aside money for things that you want, and how you accomplish setting aside that money.
The Society offers more than financial literacy. It's helping people get back on their feet with Career Ready 101 programs.
I'm a network engineer by trade, and I was laid off.
Stephen Ferris makes ends meet through independent contracting. A job here, a job there, one that might last a day, another a week. He appreciates the use of technology to help in his job searches.
I've been coming here to St. Vincent's using their computers, for job search, both permanent to get back into into my career, and also for some part-time work during those downtimes.
Vonnie sees firsthand how difficult it can be for people to get back on their feet. She also knows the Society's personal approach, providing a helping hand and a longer-term solution too, sets it apart.
Some of it's transportation, some of it's a crisis, an immediate crisis that happens that they can't get here. And that, I think, is where St. Vincent DePaul has the edge on the public programs. We sent a taxi out for a woman last year. We provided childcare here. And so we try to help them overcome those barriers.
Stephen says the Society's members always make him feel welcome. In fact, the Society's rule calls for Vincentians to serve people in need cheerfully, for we are all created in God's image.
With the resources here, the internet, and it's easy to come here. They're more than helpful, and it's actually, even though it's a job search, it's kind of pleasant. I've gotten to know some of the folks around here, and they're always happy to say hi.
Well, I regard them as friends, and you rejoice with your friends, and you cry with your friends if you need to. And so I regard them as friends. This program is built on love, and so it's a little different. We really give it our all, and we hope for the best, pray for the best.
Carrie finds herself surrounded by new friends, Vincentians hoping to make a difference in her life.
Everybody has goals in life, and sometimes some people get set back, but it doesn't mean you can't move forward still and still have those goals. Today was wonderful. Thank you.
Every month at the Tom Verlick Education Center, more than 200 people get help with high school completion, financial literacy, and career resources. After the break, there's the homeless population that you see on street corners or in shelters. And those we don't see. They're the hidden homeless, making do in low-budget motels just outside Orlando's world-famous attractions. We'll see how Vincentians are making a difference in their lives when Our Faith in Action, Today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul returns.
People often associate the Society of St. Vincent de Paul with thrift stores. Donations like your old couch or washing machine generates funds to assist the Society in putting food on the table and keeping the lights on and families in their homes. Plus, the Society provides donated furniture and appliances directly to our neighbors who often go without the basics. To find a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store in your area, visit svdpusa.org. Whether you're shopping, donating items, or volunteering, you're helping us help others.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul of Des Moines' mission is spelled out for all to see, helping others help themselves. St. Vincent de Paul's mission is to help those in need become self-sufficient through education, community connectedness, and unconditional support. For many of us, a hotel or motel serves as temporary shelter while on business or vacation. Not so for many of Central Florida's hidden homeless. Trace Trilco shows us Vincentians visiting people where they are during home visits in low-budget motels.
And thank you, Lord, for allowing us to do this, allowing us to be here with you as a team to do your work, Lord. We do your work, and we get better through this. Lord, we get better every time we see the face of Christ, the people we visit.
Vincentians with a conference at Corpus Christi Catholic Church in Celebration, Florida, just outside of Orlando and its world-famous theme parks, first come together in prayer.
Did you get one of these? Okay. One suit.
A flurry of activity, putting together bags of food, happens before the day's home visits begin. On this day, and on many occasions, the home visits take place in a location you might not expect.
This hotel is extended day. Extended day, so many people come in and stay for 1 week, 2 weeks.
Lourdes Rivera, an assistant manager at an Orlando area motel most people here call her mama, says more and more those stays have become even longer.
But usually I have a whole bunch of family living in the property with children for 1 year, 2 years. Almost the family living in this hotel is the people really don't have place to stay or don't have money for pay a house. Usually he stay here, and for us it's like a family.
For Vincentians Cheryl and Brian Sperry, a home visit to a low-budget motel is no longer unusual.
In our area, we have a great number of people that are either unemployed or underemployed and are not able to find inexpensive housing. Even if they can maybe come up with a location to live in, there's all those deposits that everyone has to put down anytime that they move, and usually that's a lot of money and people just can't get it together.
Yeah, we come here every month, and there's I guess about 40 families that we provide groceries for. We have as many hotels here as Vegas, and it's like the #1 tourist destination in the world. People come here not just from other states, but from all over the world, and they see things that are in the amusement parks, they see things that are the tourist attractions, and there's a whole different life going on around them that they don't see.
This motel features a food pantry. St. Vincent DePaul Orlando Vincentians keep it stocked for more than 24 families who pretty much call this motel their home. Vincentians believe the call to serve others makes a difference for more than those being served.
Spiritually, it really has made me grow quite a bit spiritually. Just giving or just handing out something to your brothers and sisters in need is one thing. But when you have that combined with the love your neighbor as yourself component, and combined with charity and love, with God being there, it makes altogether a different situation.
Everybody has a story. Some people have lived here for a year, many longer. A 1-bedroom motel room might be all right for a family for a night or two here on vacation, but imagine now living here with all of your possessions. That can prove very challenging.
Excuse the mess, but we got a 2-bedroom, okay, and then this is our kitchenette, and down here we keep all our extra groceries. And then, of course, the refrigerator, and then right here's no extra space, keep our clothes.
Cheryl Thorne shows us around what has become her home.
It'll be 3 years in August.
Cheryl struggles with health problems. The most she can afford is the $650 a month for this cramped motel room.
It's a very big struggle. I mean, we're stretching it. We're living on from paycheck to paycheck.
Hi, how are you? Good. Sure. Got some groceries for you today. Oh, thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you.
It helps a lot because by the time you pay rent, car insurance, health insurance, there's really not much left.
Alberta DeLillo is grateful for the Vincentian outreach. She's experienced a series of unfortunate incidents. A car accident that left her without the use of her arm, her husband struggling with health problems, medical bills eating up what little money they had. Altogether, it's left her struggling to keep her head above water.
You
try to do the best you can with what you have. I mean, we have a refrigerator, a microwave, but you really can't cook the meals you want to cook. So it's very frustrating in one room. You don't have the freedom to go wherever you want. So it's a struggle, it's hard.
While they may face challenges, the people living here are thankful for their Vincentian friends.
I feel God sent them, and they're very special people to do this. Yep, with people like the church and good friends, and God, most of all, will make it.
That's very kind. You know, helping out people in need that are struggling and are looking for food. That's very generous of you people. Very generous. If it wasn't for people like you, how would we survive?
People are so grateful just for a little bag of groceries. And, you know, it seems like so little, but it means so much to them. And I hope that when I stand before God after I die, He can look at my life and what I do here and say, this part of your life had meaning. Mama knows she can count on her Vincentian friends to bring Christ's love and some material assistance to people in need of a helping hand.
Oh yes, and Vincent helped me for everything. He called me, he bring me food, he bring me bread. Right now for Christmas, I told you, he bring me the paper. I give it to the people in the room, for each room, for the number of the room, how many people is in the room, and he put whatever he want for Christmas for the children. And St. Vincent, he bring in here in Christmas, 1 week before Christmas, he bring all the stuff, a lot of stuff for the people.
We are not isolated. Our relationship is not God and us. It's God and us through community and through other people. And so this gives us an opportunity to solidify, to deepen our relationship with the Lord by serving His children.
It's about what we can do. There's some people that have actually come to me, and then when they sitting there, they realize, oh, you know what? I don't really need what I thought I needed. So it's like we're even there for like that psychological component, you know, something that they thought they needed, and we sat down and worked it out, and it was like, I'm fine now. This is okay. Do you mind if I call you again? Don't mind. Whatever I can do.
Being there, maybe once, maybe again, maybe even for a while. It's what Vincentians do. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Trace Trolka.
Thanks, Trace. It's not just weekly visits with food. Vincentians stop by at Christmas time to play Santa's helpers, delivering toys for the kids. Next, we'll see the critical role a Vincentian food pantry plays in one New Hampshire community. Then, a bounty of fresh produce helps the Society provide healthy meals in Detroit. When Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul returns.
I was always looking for some way to increase my spirituality, and at Mass one day I got a calling to visit the poor in person, eye to eye. I had no idea how I was going to do that. And I was asked about 2 days later to go out on a visit with a fellow Vincentian. I did, I got hooked. About 3 years later, my wife passed away. And I was lost, and my Vincentian spirituality all the people that I serve with and those that we serve have taught me at least how to get started in this new normal life that will continue to get fuller as we progress on. So it's a journey.
More people are being helped by St. Vincent DePaul of Des Moines thanks to the addition of their newest location. This thrift store also serves as home for the Society's outreach programs. More than 75,000 people in Polk County, Iowa are considered food insecure. Without the help of St. Vincent DePaul of Des Moines and other charities, they'd have to skip meals because they simply couldn't afford groceries. More and more seniors are turning to food pantries to help keep food on the table. So much so, the Society of St. Vincent DePaul in Exeter, New Hampshire now provides a seniors food pantry, offering staples such as milk and bread, as well as personal hygiene items and more. Lois Fieno says she and her husband struggle on fixed incomes. Food from St. Vincent DePaul helps them get by.
I'm grateful for it, and it's funny. I had this thought. I've known about St. Vincent for many years. Never thought that I would use it. They treat us very nice. They're friendly people with a smile. They don't seem to be judgmental. They're very nice people.
The Society of St. Vincent DePaul in Exeter, New Hampshire even provides transportation for seniors who can't make it to the pantry on their own. Time to head to Detroit, where Paul Boron shows us how the Society's Machen Nutrition Center provides hot, well-balanced meals to our neighbors in need.
It's overwhelming. It's more than we can handle.
Dennis Shaw helps unload a van full of donated produce, veggies that will soon find two purposes at the Machen Nutrition Center, lovingly run by the Society of St. Vincent de Paul of Detroit.
Yeah, well, we're working for God, and we represent the community, and so we want to do the best that we can, so people can come back and continue to, utilize our resources.
Barry Rager relies upon this generosity, appreciative of an array of healthy selections.
Well, the staff here is real friendly for one thing, and they got nutritional food. I mean, from vegetables to fruits, nice fruit, vegetables, always on stock here. If you need assistance with stuff, the staff here will help you.
Sandra St. Clair says she can't afford to eat out at restaurants, so coming to Machen helps stretch her budget.
It's expensive. For this kind of bread, it's like $4 a loaf as opposed to the white bread that has no nutrition in it. It's like $1 a loaf, and I can't eat it. It actually makes me sick. Don't do well with plain bread. So I get my bread here, we get our vegetables here.
Vincentians and Society volunteers serve up nutritious meals here too.
Today I'm having mashed potatoes and gravy and a beautiful salad, and then this little thing, and this is pie. Pie here, and every time I've come, their food is delicious.
Anna Haley and her son Bruce live on fixed incomes, so every meal and box of vegetables goes a long way.
Well, it does, it helps. Because that way we don't have to buy so many groceries.
It does immensely help. It does. I mean, sometimes I don't even have to go grocery shopping or anything, because I do get food stamps, but coming here helps, considerably.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I primarily am responsible for all the produce that come in, and we make sure that the people get it. We make sure that it's enough to go around to everyone.
Vincentian Betty Esnault treasures the time she spends at Machen, time that helps her grow in her spirituality.
Yes, 100% live in my faith, because you cannot serve Jesus unless you serve the people. You can't say, well, yeah, I'm following Jesus, I'm serving with Jesus. No, if you're not serving the people, it says feed my flock. Unless you do that, you're not serving the Lord. That's the way I feel. And that's what St. Vincent de Paul Society is now all about.
Monsignor Chuck Kosangi, spiritual advisor for the Detroit Council, says the spirituality of the society is key to the work of Vincentians.
It's not just a matter of the haves sharing with the have-nots, okay, which is good, but it's deeper than that. And it's not just one directional, it's two directional. Because what Blessed Frederick learned in the process of the person-to-person contact was how much the poor helps us to experience Jesus.
The Machen Center sits next to St. Vincent DePaul Catholic Church in Pontiac, Michigan. They've been serving people in this area for more than 3 decades, and some of the people they have helped have gone on to help other people.
I come here every Tuesdays and Thursday, and we pass out food, and I distribute and bag it up for them and everything.
Lisa Webster volunteers at Machen as a way of giving back, thankful for the society and the Vincentians who were there for her when she needed them most.
Because it shows me that I can help people out here that's homeless or need something help, and I talk to them, and they get a good friend, frown on a good, what is it, a happy face. Our Father, who art in heaven.
Society volunteer Leona Patterson says visitors find so much more at Machen than a hot meal.
One of the things I think you should note, it's not called a soup kitchen. It's called a nutrition center, because we do more than just feed individuals.
Nourishing body and mind by bringing in a vast network of resources, connecting people in need to job placement, housing, healthcare, and more. Leona says her work is food for the soul, too.
I get to live my faith. I also feel as though it's not just a one-day thing at church on Sunday for an hour, okay? It's a demonstration of what is said in the Bible, particularly the New Testament, okay? And I think it's key, not whether you're Catholic or anything else. We have got to be more in tune with human need, want, and resolving the problem in your own neighborhood.
Monsignor Kosanki says the sort of personal interactions on display during conversations at the Machen Nutrition Center really drive home what it means to be a Vincentian.
So it's as important for me as it is for the poor person, and in that person-to-person encounter, in a sense, we both win. I experience Jesus and grow in holiness, and they experience a response to whatever need they may have.
Folks being helped, thankful for this blessing.
It makes me feel good, because, you know, if that wasn't for these people, I don't know what I'd do.
They do a terrific job here, setting up everything. Can't be more thankful to have the volunteers and the staff here that you got. They're terrific.
Just like that, I'm going to eat for a few days.
For our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent DePaul, I'm Paul Boron.
Thanks, Paul. Many of the people served at the Machen Nutrition Center are the working poor, who simply don't earn enough money to make ends meet. All are grateful for the helping hands of the Vincentians. For our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Michelle Wargo.